Hey future RN, let's be totally honest for a second. EKGs and cardiac rhythms can feel incredibly overwhelming for beginners. But today, we're going to break down the basics and make those strips wonderfully simple. Welcome to ClearPath NCLEX, where your go-to spot for high-yield NCLEX content that's actually designed to help you pass on the very first try.
If you're feeling stressed out by EKG strips, take a deep breath. You're definitely not alone. We're going to break down the absolute basics today so you can walk into your exams and eventually your patient's room with total confidence. In fact, by the end of this explainer, I'm going to give you a foolproof method that'll let you confidently interpret any rhythm strip in exactly 15 seconds or less. Seriously, 15 seconds. Okay, here's our quick game plan for today. First, we'll introduce the framework to master EKGs in 15 seconds. Then we'll break down the specific steps, counting the rate, marching the rhythm, finding P waves, and measuring intervals. And finally, we'll wrap the whole thing up with a rapid review.
So let's get right into it. Master EKGs in 15 seconds with the 5-step systematic interpretation.
Here's the framework we're going to use. Step 1, rate. Step 2, rhythm. Step 3, P wave. Step 4, PR interval. And Step 5, QRS complex. You're going to want to burn this exact sequence right into your brain. Because every single time you look at a strip, you walk through these exact 5 steps, in this exact order. It literally removes all the guesswork. So let's break down what each step actually means, starting with Step 1.
Step 1. Count the rate and find that normal sinus rhythm. Now, the absolutely crucial thing to remember here is 60 to 100. A normal sinus rhythm is always going to be between 60 to 100 beats per minute. Anything less, it's too slow. Anything more, too fast. So how do we actually figure out if our patient falls into this beautiful 60 to 100 sweet spot without spending forever counting tiny little boxes?
Well, here is an incredibly simple trick. All you have to do is count the R peaks on a standard 6-second strip and then multiply by 10. That's literally it. So what's an R peak? They're just those tall, sharp, upward spikes you see across the EKG. Imagine pointing your finger at the strip and just counting your spikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you have 8 R peaks. Multiply that 8 by 10, and boom, your heart rate is 80. And since 80 falls perfectly right between 60 and 100, you instantly know your rate is completely normal.
Moving right along, Step 2. March the rhythm and check for even spacing. For this step, we use a really cool technique called marching it out. And don't worry, you don't need any fancy calipers or complex math for this. You literally just grab a blank piece of scrap paper. Place the straight edge of that paper right along your EKG strip. Then, take your pen and make a little mark on your paper exactly where the first R peak is. Then make another mark right where the second R peak is. Now you've captured the exact distance between 2 heartbeats right there on your scrap paper. Next, just slide that piece of paper slightly to the right. Does that exact same spacing line up perfectly with the third R peak and the fourth? You're basically just marching it out, moving the paper across the strip. Those R peaks should fall right on your pen marks every single time. If they do, your rhythm is perfectly regular.
Awesome. Step 3. Find the P waves, which represent the atrial contraction.
I absolutely love this visual. I call these choo-choo trains. You have a little lump, followed by a big lump. What we're doing here is looking to see if that little P wave is actually present. And more importantly, we need to make sure it has a buddy. It has to be married to the QRS complex, which is that big spike we just talked about. Think of it strictly as the buddy system. We need one little P wave directly followed by one big QRS complex every single time. A little lump right before the big lump. So if your choo-choo train has its engine, the little lump, securely attached to its big boxcar, the big lump, you are in great shape.
Almost there. Steps 4 and 5. Measure the intervals, specifically the PR interval and the QRS complex.
Let's compare these two intervals. First up, Step 4, the PR interval. This basically measures the time it takes between the atrial contraction and the ventricular contraction. To keep this super simple, it should be 5 mini boxes or less on your EKG paper. If you want to get really fancy with the clinical terms, that equates to between 0.12 and 0.20 seconds. But visually, just count the tiny boxes, 5 mini boxes or less. Then, we compare that to Step 5, the QRS complex. This one should be about 3 tiny boxes, or basically 0.12 seconds. Notice the difference there? The PR interval can be up to 5 boxes long, but the QRS must be much narrower at around 3 boxes.
Let's zero in on that QRS complex for just a second, because it represents our big ventricular contraction. It must be present, upright, and tight. You want to see it there, you want it pointing upwards, and most importantly, it should never, ever be wide. It needs to be tight. Remember our measurement from just a second ago? Just about 3 tiny boxes. If it's wide and sprawling all out across the paper, we definitely have a problem. But if it's tight, upright, and present right after its P-wave buddy, you're looking at a great ventricular contraction.
You're doing amazing. Now, let's wrap up with the 5-step rapid review, tying it all together.
Let's run through it quickly and confidently one last time. Step 1, rate. We want 60 to 100. Remember the trick? Count the R peaks and multiply by 10. Step 2, rhythm. March it out. Grab that scrap paper and check for perfectly even spacing. Step 3, P-wave, the body system. Look for that choo-choo train, one little lump married to every big lump. Step 4, PR interval, 5 mini boxes or less. And finally, Step 5, QRS, present, upright, and tight, measuring just about 3 tiny boxes. If you just jot down these 5 bullet points, you'll literally have everything you need.
Master these basics, stick to your 5 steps, and you'll feel completely confident with every single EKG strip you see on the NCLEX. You've totally got this. Thanks so much for checking out this explainer on ClearPath NCLEX. If you liked it, please like and subscribe for the most high-yield clinical content. Hit that bell so you never miss the next game-changing NCLEX strip. Also, drop a comment below which rhythm do you find the trickiest. I read every single one. Before you go, leave yourself with this thought. Now that you know exactly what a normal heartbeat looks like, what do you think happens when those intervals start to stretch out and widen? Keep studying, stay focused, and we'll decode those dangerous rhythms next time.